Today on Lightsaber Life. From Padawan fugitive to Jedi Knight, Cal Kestis has one of the most emotional saber journeys in Star Wars history. And now we're reviewing the Disney Legacy Galaxy's Edge Cal Kestis Jedi Fallen Order lightsaber. We're going to deep dive into Cal's Disney Legacy saber, unboxing, testing, breaking down the lore, and giving you some honest tips if you're thinking about adding this to your Jedi arsenal. Here's where the fun begins.
This weapon is your life.
The weapon of the Jedi Knight.
I see you have constructed a new lightsaber.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Josiah Leroy, aka Joby-Wan Kenobi. Trust only in the Force. In 2022, Disney held a fan vote to help decide which was going to be the next Legacy lightsaber available online and at Galaxy's Edge. Cal Kestis, a character that originates from the video game Jedi Fallen Order and then the sequel Jedi Survivor, was a popular pick. However, he was going up against Star Wars royalty. There was Qui-Gon Jinn, there was Anakin Skywalker's Padawan lightsaber from Episode 2, which is simply beautiful. That's high on my wish list. Ezra Bridger and Kanan Jarrus from Rebels, and Lord Corvax, who I would bet most of you have no idea who that is. If you do, tell me in the comments below. But kind of wild to go up against that competition and come away with the win. So Cal wins and it spurs on hysteria with people trying to get their hands on this lightsaber. The Jedi Fallen Order version of this lightsaber is technically retired. It is a retail lightsaber, so it's not going to come with all the bells and whistles of some of the higher end lightsabers you may see out there from a company like Vader Sabers or Theory Sabers, for example. So this lightsaber doesn't color change, even though the Jedi Survivor version does. There's no smooth swing or anything like that. That's okay. This is part of an awesome growing collection if you collect those Legacy lightsabers. So let's hop to it. And here we've got your classic Disney packaging. Nothing wrong with it. I'm not a total fan of the design. Looks like something you might find on an Imperial starship, maybe the Death Star. But if you are bringing this souvenir home from Florida or California, it's rock solid and is probably going to be okay on that plane ride. Here, what I do love in particular about all the Legacy lightsabers is you'll see the icon. So the button that opens this case up, we've got the logo of the Jedi Order there. In unboxing this hilt, you're going to get two attachments, which is rare. First of all, you're going to get a connector. Later on in the video, I'm going to show you what it looks like if you connect two Cal Kestis lightsaber hilts together. And the other attachment I'm going to show you in just one second. But let's take just a moment to witness the glory of this beautiful hilt. So Cal Kestis is one of my favorite designs in all of Star Wars. I think this lightsaber is timeless. I think it's going to go down as one of most people's favorite hilts in the entire saga. And that's saying a lot. So right here, we've got the pommel. This is what comes off. So this is the other attachment that you get in the box, along with the staff connector. That is where you've got your battery pack. Just takes AAA's. And please replace your batteries when you get this. Disney batteries are junk. But here we've got some weathering at the end. Much like Cal, this is beat up. This is his lightsaber until later in the game, spoiler alert, when you can either have a double-bladed lightsaber or you've got a more clean version, which is what you kind of see with the connector over there. Amazing grip here. One of the best in all of the Disney collection. That right there is not your switch. Here is your ignition switch that flips right up, flips down. Super easy, super convenient. I will say it's easy to accidentally switch that up and off, especially when you've connected a second hilt, but that's not really a complaint of mine. I'm okay with it. Got some wires right there, and then the epic emitter. And then here's what it looks like if you have it just with the connector on there. It's not technically right. However, later in the game, when Cal has his connected lightsaber, when he's kind of fixed the hilt, this is a little bit more what it looks like. So you're totally okay to use it this way. One thing I'll say is the sound ventilation is absolutely fantastic. Whether you've got it set up as a double hilt or a single, this one takes the cake. It's one of the best in the entire collection. So a few reasons that I connect with this lightsaber so much. First of all, Cal Kestis is so easy to root for. Honestly, I was thinking about this earlier. I think this might be controversial to say, but he might be this generation's Luke Skywalker. If you think about it, hear me out. In the original trilogy, we had Luke. In the prequels, we had Anakin. A lot of kids have grown up knowing Ahsoka to be their version of that. In the sequels, we got Rey, who I like very much. However, I do understand some gripes with that character. Cal has two incredible stories already underway, with a third on the way, and honestly, he represents so much of what we love about Star Wars. How kind of anyone can be the hero, whether you have the bloodlines or not. And Cal always gets the short end of the stick. He's someone easy to root for. One thing I should mention with this hilt, it is insanely heavy. Like, this is the heaviest hilt I believe in the entire Legacy collection. That includes the Jedi Survivor version of this, the Stellan Geos lightsaber hilt. So do some stretches before you start swinging this around in the backyard. Another reason this lightsaber resonates so closely for me is I feel like it's so original yet classic. Like, this lightsaber hilt, it looks like something you could have seen in the movies. But with Cal, or really his master Jaro Tapal's design as we see here, it's just slick, it's got strength, it's got some meat to it, you can spin it, it's kind of an everyman's lightsaber. And then thirdly, the Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor games really respect lightsabers. Like, for someone who geeks out as much as I do about lightsabers, to be able to change your hilt each piece by piece, the color, the scoring, how much it's weathered, even the Kyber crystal as the game goes on. All of that is just an absolute love letter to lightsabers. One other thing I should mention on this hilt, right here we've got the popular CoverTech belt clip. Don't recommend hanging this on your waist. It is super heavy, a little bit over 3 pounds. It is a little bit meaty. You're gonna see some much thinner lightsabers out there, especially some higher end versions of Cal Kestis. But this does the trick, looks beautiful on the wall, and you can really kind of beat this one up because you can't destroy it. Or rather, it feels like that. If you've watched this far, I want to say thank you very much. You're one of my first 450 subscribers to my YouTube channel. If you haven't already, please click that subscribe button and join me in my quest for 500. I appreciate it. Now, we want to light this up. I want to talk quickly about the blade length of this one. Typically speaking, for Disney lightsabers, you're going to see a 26-inch, a 31, and a 36. 31-inch blades are what come along with your Savi's Workshop lightsaber. So this right here, I think the 31 is the sweet spot. I think that's absolutely perfect for almost every lightsaber. 36-inch is screen accurate. That's what matches the movies, the games, the TV shows. 26 inches works beautiful with this hilt because this hilt is so freaking big. It balances out the weight a little bit better. And when you have two connected to each other to do it as a double-bladed lightsaber like Darth Maul, you definitely don't want to go any longer than 26 inches because your staff becomes tall quickly. This installs just like your average blade, and let's light it up. Side note, BD-1 is my favorite droid ever. I'm going to Disney in a few weeks. I think I want to pick one up. And stick around, I'm gonna light this up in 3 different ways. As an individual saber, as 2 lightsabers, and as a double-bladed staff. So you don't want to miss it. But here we go, 3, 2, 1. The hum of this lightsaber is phenomenal. They absolutely nailed the sound aesthetic. Right into the mic here. I gotta say, for this being so heavy, it is a very tall hilt. So it's not like the weight is concentrated in the middle. It works very well. For it being, it has no right being this effective, being this heavy and this big of a hilt. You can hold it where Cal does, like here on the grip. Gotta just be careful of the ignition switch. If you want to go a little bit more Skywalker, you can hold it up the hilt a bit. I think there are 2 distinct clash sounds there. Got the yellow flash on clash. All right, and now switching stances, we're gonna light up 2 of these. These are sold separately. The blades are sold separately, so you can get the hilt by itself. Again, this is retired, but usually you can find this on the market somewhere. All right, in 3, 2, 1. Oh, humming in unison. Much like the Darth Maul lightsaber, where it sounds like there are 2 blades ignited at the same time. Not very sensitive, but it's because they're heavy. If you're going to take any established Legacy lightsabers out and play with your kids or have a lightsaber duel, these are the ones to do it with. Nice thing about the Disney Legacy blades, they are replaceable. Unlike the Black Series Force Effects Elite from Hasbro, once those blades get damaged or broken or just don't connect anymore, you can't replace them. I've heard that you can contact Hasbro, but I don't know what the cost or time frame associated with that is. So you want to be careful. If you're going to duel with a lightsaber that's not a made-for-dueling lightsaber, you definitely want the Cal Kestis lightsabers. In my Disney Legacy Cal Kestis Jedi Survivor lightsaber review, I lit up all 6 colors that you can have with that blade. You can check that one out. Here, though, I'm going to show you what 2 of these connected together looks like. Gotta be careful not to hit a light here. The hum is perfect. This is heavy though. As I mentioned, like if you have back pain, if you've got issues with your wrist, probably don't want to spin this one around. The blue is absolutely perfect on this. I wish it was a little bit brighter, but this is a 3-year-old Disney lightsaber at this point with new batteries. So it's understandable. The lightsabers have gotten thinner, a little bit brighter, and just a little bit overall higher quality in the years since. One gripe I do have with Legacy lightsabers is how the blade light comes out in thirds. The Black Series comes out very smoothly, much like a higher end lightsaber. So here you'll see it's just kind of chunky. It's not great. Hoping they fix that, because if they do for future lightsabers, that's a big win. All right, let's take this for a spin in the dark now. It never gets old. The best part about getting a lightsaber is lighting it up. And now the dual wield. And the classic single. See, I keep accidentally hitting that. It really does feel good to swing around, especially in the single hilt formation. All right, guys, key takeaways on why you should have this lightsaber in your collection. First of all, a part of the Disney Legacy collection. These things are fun to collect. I know they get a bad rap sometimes, but who cares? Reason number 2, you definitely want to have this and the Jedi Survivor version. The Jedi Survivor version is slightly improved. It is mostly the same hilt with a cleaner bottom. However, it does have the color changeability, which is just so epic. Reason number 3, you can have this lightsaber in 3 different dynamics, whether it's single-bladed, dual wielding, or as a double-bladed staff. That's the only lightsaber aside from Darth Maul's and Asajj Ventress's in the Legacy collection in which you can do that. The con of this is it is so darn heavy. So keep that in mind and know what you're getting into. But it looks beautiful on the wall, and it's one of the better ones to swing around despite that crazy weight. If you love Star Wars and are obsessed with lightsabers like I am, do me a favor, hit that like button. And if you want to see more Cal Kestis, take a look at this video right here. And don't forget, trust only in the Force.